Well, you guys, I wanted to do this video real quick just to let you know what miracle Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, has done in our lives today. My mom recently has been helping a veteran, and needless to say, his mother died and he had just lost all hope. He really just didn't. He was he was kind of helpless, to be honest. I mean, he just wouldn't mow his yard. He was just letting his whole house just overgrow, over all his yard just overgrow over his house. He he just wouldn't, even though he had heart problems, he just wouldn't find even like a little part-time job to help keep things going. He just really just was really just he just didn't have any hope for himself in life, and you could just tell that he just was just laying there and not doing anything with his life or anything with himself. And his house started going on to auction. He started getting eviction notices. His power turned off. He was living in the cold and the heat. um, my mom was just praying for him day and night and going over there and taking food to him. And then there was a point in time where he tried to take advantage of the situation, of my mom's kind heart, trying to get more money or try to get more food. And my mom, was just like, we can't continue to enable this guy to where he's not going to do anything with himself. We want to help him. We want to make sure he's not starving to death, but, we don't want to help enable him to where he's not going to get up and do what he needs to do, with his life. I mean, this man wouldn't even get a little part-time job to get back and forth to the hospital to get his, heart tests done and stuff like that. And mom was really worried about him. And my dad, through all this, had kind of got fed up and told my mom, we're not giving him any more food. We're not going to enable this man. He's obviously helpless. You can't help somebody that's not going to help themselves, kind of thing. And they basically just cut him off. And they had helped him for about a year and had seen that really they weren't doing any good for him, that they were just enabling him to continue to just lay around his house and soak and mope and not, do anything with his life, that he was literally just laying there, just waiting to die, is what it seemed like, honestly. And so there was a point in time where my parents just cut him off. They quit giving him money, they quit giving him food, and they thought, well, eventually, the county or whatever, they'll do something to help this man. And my mom was just beside herself when my father said, we're cutting him off, we're not doing it anymore. My dad was just fed up with it and, frustrated with the man. My mom was fed up and frustrated with the man. And just, so they cut him off for, I'd say, at least 4 or 5 months, something like that. And my mom was just so worried about him. Even my family, my grandma and grandpa were really worried about him. I was worried about him. We were all worried about him and we were praying for him. And I want to thank you to my friends on YouTube that were praying for him. And my mom was talking about how she would pray for things for him and how he was always in God's hands. And today my mom was all like, here, I want you to take this stuff over to his house, and we kind of did it secretively because my dad would have got mad about it. He would have went through the whole, we're not enabling him, we're not taking food over there. So really, we kind of just did it anyway. We did it behind my dad's back. And so I went over there and I gave the food, I put it on his doorstep. And I told my mom, that to text him and let him know that the food was there. And when I get back to my parents' place, my mom is like in tears. And she was all like, there's such good news. And I was like, what's that? She said, that he's got it, that I don't know if it was the county or who helped him, but he was talking about how he texted her and said that he's been going to church, he's been baptized, he's been going to church for the last 3 weeks, he's been going to church 3 times a week, and how he's got a new place now behind the local Walmart. I assume that it's the county that helped him, so now he's gonna have running water, he's gonna have air conditioning, he's gonna have heating during the winter. And so it was a really big prayer answered for us. My mom and my family have been really worried about this man. We've been helping him for a year, and just to see him just lay there and not have any hope, in his life, and just feel so helpless, and just feel like he had nothing left in his life, and just not really knowing what to do for the guy other than just to cut him off. And because some people, they don't really get back up, they don't really stand back up in their lives and do things for themselves unless they hit rock bottom. And that's basically the only hope we had left, was to cut him off and let him hit rock bottom, and then see what happened. So I think the county, I don't know for sure, helped him out and got him a little trailer behind Walmart. So it's definitely an answered prayer. Praise Jesus that, seeing my mom come up to me in tears of joy, she was just absolutely beside herself, talking about, our prayers have been answered, our prayers have been answered. This man finally has a place to stay with water, heat, and air, and, and how, even with our doubts and our prayers and everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all go through that, why God this and why God that phase. But the one thing she told me that she wanted me to say was, God had it in control this whole time, and that the homeless veteran, well, he wasn't homeless, but I mean, he might as well have been, but the guy we were helping, he was in God's hands this whole time. And how it was hard for my mom to just kind of cut him off and kind of let God take care of it, and how it was hard to do. But when she did it, that God was in control this whole time, and the man was in God's hands this whole time. And just to see the joy and the tears roll down her face, and how happy she was that, Jesus had answered our prayers for this man, that now he has somewhere to live, where he has water and heating and air. And I can't even describe to you the joy I saw on my mom's face, and I just praise Jesus today, and I thank you, Jesus, today, that you answered our prayers for this man. And, I just wanted to share this with you guys today, that, Jesus does answer prayers, and that, through our doubts and our frustrations with this man, that, Jesus had a plan this whole time for this man, and he was taking care of it this whole time. And Jesus is so amazing how he just works in people's lives. And I'm just so happy that this man has found God, and that he's found a place to stay, that he's able to sustain himself and not be scorching hot during the summer and freezing cold at night. And that all of us appreciate what we have, and don't take what you have for granted. Because when I was in Africa, it was horrible to see the way these people lived, but they were so happy for what they had. They were so grateful for just having food and water and a wife and kids. And even if it be in a little bitty shacky house, or even if it be a little umbrella in the street that they lived under, they were still so grateful and so happy. So we are a blessed people to live the way we do, and have air conditioning and heat and food and water and in abundance. And don't ever take that for granted. And let us be thankful today for the way God has worked in our lives and has provided for us, and let us thank him every day for what he has done for us. And praise Jesus Christ for what he's done for this man today. And I pray that that man continues to seek out the Lord, and I pray that we all continue to seek out the Lord and his will in our lives. And I hope you guys got something from this message, and I hope it edified you today. And I love each and every one of you. God bless you all. Love and peace.